Why, hello, and welcome to Best of the Worst. Throughout the years, we've accumulated millions of terrible VHS tapes. We put them all on shelves, never to be watched of our own volition. Rows and rows of awful movies, action and adventure films, science fiction and fantasy, and of course, horror. Oh, the horror. However, today is different. Jay, Rich, and Jack will be sent to these shelves of tapes blindfolded, with the explicit instructions to select a tape at random. Whichever tapes are selected, no matter how terrible, or cheap, or pathetic, or gross, or sad, or disgusting, will be watched in their entirety. No exceptions. And now, let the games begin! It's time for Best of the Worst!
I don't like walking when I can't see. I don't want to run into things. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm here. Oh, this actually feels tall. This feels like a taller than normal.
All right, I got one. Oh! Shit! Ah!
Oh, this is like a sticky clamshell. I don't like the dirty clamshells.
I'm sorry.
Oh, shrink wrap. Shrink wrap. Someone loved this one. No more shrink wrap. Oh, this plastic feels very good. Too good for this show. I don't like that. I don't like that one. There's a top shelf too. Ooh, so this one is front facing, which means that it has a cool cover, right? So my gut is to go with cool cover, but as we've learned, cool cover does not equal cool movie. So I'm going to choose one right next to it. What did I get? What did I get? Lady Avenger.
Got it! Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. What happened?
Rich happened.
That's the wall I picked from.
Yeah, it looks pretty.
Well, it's pretty much still intact. Yeah.
Well, in Rich's defense, they were set up like dominoes.
It was almost like we were hoping it would happen. Anyway, I picked The Incredible Melting Man.
Oh, wow.
This is a wonderful cover. It tells you exactly what you're getting. And it's digitally remastered.
Well, yeah.
I have a feeling when we put this VHS in, it'll look like Blu-ray quality.
I have a feeling about that too, Jay. Well, if someone released it on Blu-ray, then it must be good.
When Stephen West returns from Saturn, he brings a horrifying disease with him, a disease that melts his flesh. While Dr. Ted Nelson and the hospital staff are baffled by this mysterious illness, West secretly leaves the hospital and disappears. Soon after, the community is besieged by a series of violent deaths, and all of the victims are missing limbs.
What?
I don't know what that has to do with being a melting man, but just as Nelson suspects, West must feed on human flesh to save his own. Okay.
Like, what are we in the first 2 minutes and we already have a melting man?
Yes, yeah!
Oh, the coffee creamer! She brought soda!
It's Fago.
It's Code Red!
With the help of General Perry, Nelson sets out to stop the crazed cannibal before he brutally devours more innocent victims.
The Incredible Melting Man. Is that the film about Rudy Giuliani?
Suspense, horror, and incredible special effects make this gory tale truly unforgettable.
If I tell you, I want you to promise me. No? Do you or do you not want to know? I want to know. Then you tell nobody, not even your wife.
How's it coming, Rich?
Oh, it's going well.
All right.
You're doing a great job.
Anything happen?
They're talking about how they got to find the Melty Man.
Oh. Wait, hold on. I missed one.
Well, Rich, you picked Starship.
Jout should be in the communications room. We mine that too. That way we'll clear the board. I think the network we've set up should be strong enough to take over. It still worries me.
It's the only way. It's our answers on the line.
An intergalactic spectacular, light years away from planet Earth. And as we can see, football is still a thing. That's, I guess that's nice. Superb special effects highlight this exciting and intense story of rebellion on a desert mining colony in outer space. This is the most original science fiction idea I've ever heard.
It all sounds like blah to me.
Rebellion on a desert planet? Wow. In the spirit and style of Blade Runner and the immortal space war classics from George Lucas.
Oh, he said, don't put that in there, I'll sue your ass.
Those space war classics from George Lucas?
I've heard of them. I don't know which space war classics they're referring to by George Lucas, but, all of them are pretty good.
Could be anything. The man made a lot of movies.
He made a lot of movies, a lot of space war classics.
Starship pits the young Lorca, his droid, Grid, and the rebel human workers against the military stormtrooper droids.
Oh, are you joking with us?
Nope. Guided by the evil hand of the unscrupulous mercenary
Darth Blader? What's next? What's next?
Darth Blader. The unscrupulous mercenary Jowett. Jowett is set on destroying the entire human workforce of Ordessa, and the rebels' only chance for survival is to put an end to Jowett's evil reign of terror and escape back to Earth. This is gonna blow up the ship, I guess.
Okay. What about all the people they were supposed
Where are the
to
people?
save?
Oh, a bunch of debris just fell on the bad guy.
Oh, what? They just cut to him dead.
A bunch of rocks fell on him, or debris from the explosion. And he died.
The struggle for freedom against oppression set in the future of space colonization makes for a film certain to be enjoyed by all members of the family.
Oh no, I don't like the sound of that. What's this rated, G? What year did it come out?
I can't
Do
see
you need your
things.
peepers?
I need my peepers. 1986. Okay.
90 minutes. PG, 1986. That's quite a ways after Star Wars. I was pegging this for like late 70s, early 80s, but I guess they got desperate. These are like mannequins. They're like store mannequins.
Yes, with a football helmet on.
Are they going to be the droids?
He's not even holding a space gun. That's just an M16.
That looks like a display in like a military surplus store.
I'm very curious to see what we're going to get. This might be magic. Let's go!
Let's go.
Ow! Oh, shit! Ow! Sorry.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Ow!
Well, Jack, our final film tonight, you pick.
I did.
Well, off of our action and adventure shelf. We should specify that.
That's right, because we each got a different genre.
Right.
Even though, obviously there's some crossover, I was happy to get action as I love action movies. And Lady Avenger, I'm a huge Marvel fan, so this should be right up.
And it's not a Marvel film. And it's not going to be as entertaining or fun or have good visual effects or
You don't think?
modern or anything.
Oh, this is like pre-Disney? This is like Jon Favreau era?
No, I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's car fuckers!
Come on, let's play! Let's play! Come on, we're going for a walk!
Who are these guys?
Let's see here. Starring presents a David Dakota film? He made the Bigfoot.
D.B. Cooper versus Bigfoot.
Yeah.
He's known for his plethora of films that feature shirtless young men. And I think this is before that era when he made legit action movies.
Sure. But this has a babe in it.
It has a babe in it.
This has a babe who's got a gun, and on the back, she's shooting that gun.
Oh, it's a different gun. Isn't that like a pistol? On the
Yeah.
back? Yeah. And I would presume this is the Lady Avenger.
We can only assume. Let's read the back of the box and see what we got here. When the door of freedom cracks open for inmate Maggie Blair. That's some talented writing there. They could have said when Maggie Blair got out of jail. Exactly.
A lesser writer would have written something.
Prose, Mike. This is a flowery imagery, absolutely. So Maggie Blair is Peggy Sanders of Beverly Hills Cop 2, Into the Night and Weird Science.
She was probably an extra in Weird Science, or one of the party goers or something.
I bet she was on the back of one of the biker gang's motorcycles.
Probably, yeah. That's her only credit.
That's her only credit. Okay. At her brother's funeral, she doesn't let anything stand in her way. Great.
Not even the coffin?
I'm not wrecking my back. One night on a bad bed, and I have to go to the hospital. That's how bad it gets.
I love her already.
That was a setup for how we're gonna get rid of her.
Where do you think you're going? You thinking of going somewhere?
I've got something to do.
Something to do.
Oh my God!
She fell in the coffin!
Oh, my back.
She's
So
getting
she gets out of jail and she goes right to her brother's funeral?
Apparently.
She's got a lot of avenging to do.
For her brother.
Presumably. Again, Lady Avenger.
This begins her furious determination to unearth the gang that murdered her brother. We called it. We called it.
I thought he just died of like a colon cancer or something.
Yeah. No, what she's avenging is early testing and preventative measures.
Right, with Cologuard.
Is that the one where you poop in a box?
Yeah, you send it off to Richard's house. That's what I did. You wondered why you got that package, and you wondered who it came from. You wondered who sent you a box of dung. Well, it was me, Rich. It was me.
Son of a bitch!
As her quest takes her deeper and deeper into the violent underbelly of Gangland, East Los Angeles.
Is Gangland next to Disneyland?
Yes.
Okay, I've been there.
Maggie hunts down her brother's murderers, only to stumble on the most horrifying truth of all. Sometimes what you're looking for is right in your own backyard.
Baby. You all right? Yes.
What
Let's go home.
I'm fine. There was nothing traumatic about any of this. Story's over. That's it.
I'm finishing off a mental, and so I don't know.
They're the fresh maker.
They are the fresh maker. I get self-conscious because I know not everyone's a coffee person, and so I just had some coffee, and I don't want to be here like like you're already getting all this COVID.
You want, Jack, you're doing this all wrong. You want the worst breath possible, so it encourages all of us to finish faster.
I'm so sorry. I should have been thinking ahead.
I just took a mouthful of before we started.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, who picked Melting Man? You did.
I did.
It's up to you, Jay.
All right. The Incredible Melting Man is about a astronaut that travels to Saturn, and then he gets exposed to the rings of Saturn. Is that what happens?
Radiation around Saturn?
Radiation around
through the
Saturn?
rings of Saturn?
The radiation of the sun as filtered through the rings of Saturn.
Sure. It kills the other two astronauts, but it exposes him to some sort of weird radiation, so when he gets back to Earth, another couple hours later, he starts to melt, and then he walks around for the next 70 minutes, not melting anymore, but a consistent stage of melting.
Ever-present melting condition.
He's just always at the same stage.
Well, yeah, but I mean, what happens?
Well, he walks like through a field, and he's kind of melting.
The Melting Man doesn't know what he's doing.
We don't know anything about this guy's life.
No, we know nothing about him.
Oh, he fell down. And he runs into some people, and then he leaves them, and he continues to kind of melt.
Where's he going?
Well, I mean, he's walking around, and like he walks outside of a house.
Yeah,
and
but
he
like,
looks-
where's he walking to?
I get it.
It's almost unbelievable how little is going on. You know, they capture him, I guess, before we know what happens, where he was trying to get to. The movie ends before we get to that part of the story, I think.
I see what snarky thing you guys are trying to do, but we're all forgetting about Dr. Ted Nelson.
Oh, did you get some crackers?
And his lovely, lovely, beautiful wife.
Who doesn't look like an Evil Dead hag.
She uses the best hair care products available to her in 1972.
So, we don't have any crackers?
And same with makeup. And the general man.
Apparently all these people have a personal connection with the Incredible Melting Man that we've never seen.
No.
Are you going out again?
I really don't know.
What is going on? Oh,
They're looking for the Incredible Melting Man.
but they're taking a break to look miserable.
They looked for him, they didn't find him, so they went back to re-strategize.
Yeah. They look at him. Do they ever get him? Do they ever look at Melting Man?
Well, he's in bed and he's wrapped in bandages. And it just looks exactly like our Revenge of Nadine skit with Plinkett.
Yes.
It looks identical.
He's at a cheap hospital.
Yeah.
And then he escapes, and before they can get their hands on him, what they bring into their official medical room is the body of the fisherman that...
No, the body of the nurse.
The body of the nurse.
A Melting Man wakes up in the hospital. He frees himself from the restraints, which is just a strap laying on top of him that isn't tied to anything. The restraint flopped down when he moves. It wasn't even attached to anything. It was just laying over him. Oh my God. They didn't take the proper precautions, and so he chases a nurse down a hallway in the best scene of the movie. Oh my God!
What? Just ran through the door.
Oh my God, we got Melting Man vision.
We see this beautiful, the nurse sees the Melting Man in full gore in the first 2 minutes of the movie. Slow-mo runs down a creepy warehouse.
Weird-ass hallway.
Yeah. Smashes through a
Just
glass
runs through the window.
It's a door. She runs through the door.
Well, the glass door. Yeah.
And then gets melted by the melting man. That's awesome. We see like a half-melted face. This movie's gonna be gangbusters.
Well, it's an example of, we often say like, oh, the movie doesn't waste any time, it gets right into the good stuff. But here's an example of, we get the good stuff right away, but then the movie has nowhere to go.
It doesn't know what to do with the stuff it has.
Yeah.
There's a melting man.
We got a melting man.
What does he do? He's a melting man.
He walks through a field.
What's his motivation? He's a melting man.
Yeah.
Well, there are other people in the movie. They're trying to get him. Why? Well, they want to get him.
Because he's the melting man.
He's the melting man.
Yeah.
What we have here is a very competent and talented special effects artist.
Yeah, early effects by Rick Baker, famous Academy Award-winning makeup effects artist Rick Baker.
We should bring out some of his friends, actually.
Oh, we have Rick Baker creations.
We do.
Grab them.
Let's go get them.
Okay.
And there.
Yeah, it's we have 3 Gremlin friends from Gremlins 2, the new batch, created by Rick Baker, the effects artist for The Incredible Melting Man. Obviously, Rick Baker went on to do much bigger and better things.
Obviously.
Well, I will say Rick Baker's work is the best thing about the film. It's arguably the only worthwhile thing about the film.
I don't know why you're saying arguably.
There's no argument for anybody.
We were very engaged when the head rolled off of the little cliff and smashed on the ground.
Yeah, that's the Incredible Melting Man. He escapes the facility. He kills a fisherman and throws his head into a ravine, I guess.
Now, we don't know why he's killing people? I don't know.
The back of the box says that he has to eat people to regenerate his melting flesh. There's nothing in the movie about that I can remember.
No. Well, you mentioned a lot of stuff happens in the first 15 minutes of the movie, right? And we're kind of speculating that this was made in the 70s, late 77,
late 70s, yeah.
And that it was sort of a homage throwback to the 50s monster movies, because it kind of feels like that. If you color graded this to black and white, it would look like a terrible 50s movie.
We keep cutting to scientists in a room talking.
It's very dull.
Talking to generals.
Yeah,
it's dull, and there's not a whole lot of action or artistry to it. It's just flat and ugly, and so we speculated that this was drive-in fodder in the 70s for teens to smoke weed, drink beer in their car, and make out.
And occasionally look up at the screen
And
when the melting man shows up.
Do you think the first 15 minutes, the nurse runs through the glass window? It's very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that's what they showed to the exhibitors who own drive-in theaters? And they go, yeah, that's fine.
We've seen enough. You're booked.
Incredible Melting Man. We saw his melting face. A nurse, a big fat nurse ran through a glass door.
A nurse had her tits bouncing while she ran through a glass door. Good enough for me.
So that's the first chunk, 15 minutes of the movie. Then the rest is boring as fuck.
Fucking nothing happens. There's no motivation. I think the melting man is supposed to be like a tragic Frankenstein monster type figure.
But he's not.
But they don't give you enough of that.
He kills the best old couple in any movie I've ever seen.
We'll be there in a few minutes. I'm taking a shortcut.
No kidding. I thought this was Park Avenue.
Ellen.
Ah, baby.
Not while I'm driving. Not while I'm driving.
That is the interesting thing about this movie is some of the side characters, because we have the bickering elderly couple in the car
that are stealing lemons.
They stop the car to steal lemons,
and they're very happy, and they're enjoying their retirement.
Yeah,
stealing lemons.
This old couple is like the highlight of any community dinner theater. Like they come on, like, oh, we know these two. They always give fun little bit performances.
Here's Ed and Fran. Love Ed and Fran. And then we have another highlight of the film, which is the little kids actually smoking on camera.
Oh, shit.
Every one of them.
Yeah.
They're just filming kids smoking.
It was the 70s.
Hell, So that's why you don't come.
Hey, Fred Flintstone did it. It was cool.
That's
So little, and they're really smoking.
Just smoking.
Oh,
I don't even know if we could show that on YouTube nowadays.
We'll get demonetized.
We'll have to blur it out. Child smoke. There's like a 5-year-old smoking a cigarette.
Like smoking, swearing, and reading Playboy.
Yeah.
Like actual children. Glorious.
Yeah. And then our other couple, the Mustache Man and his date, come back from the movies. Mustache Man says, the door is open. And she's like, you left it open, didn't you? I don't know, I'm stoned.
You were the last one out, not me.
And he's like, well, there's a bunch of fucking weird red slime on the door and it's open. I'm gonna go in the house first, honey, and examine what could be some kind of danger in here. You wait out here. 45 minutes later, we come back. Something has happened in the house. We didn't hear any of it. She goes in and
The
the house
melting man raided their fridge.
he's dead. I think they had a fight and we didn't see it because they didn't film it. She comes in and the whole place is trashed. There's slime everywhere. There's cans of open Campbell's soup all over the floor. I think that's from the garbage maybe. He knocked the garbage can over, or he opened up a bunch of Campbell's soup cans.
Disgusting water stains all over the walls.
Well, the house was in disrepair.
That's just the way the house
It was someone's like nasty cabin in the woods that they abandoned. You know, some nasty place.
He could have slowly been melting throughout the entirety of the film.
it is the title of the film.
He could like regenerate after he eats somebody. We could see that.
See, that's the thing is like they had so little for this movie that the back of the box just made up a plot. It says that he eats people to regenerate.
He's trying to look normal so he could see his wife again. Something. He could have had an affair with Ted's wife in the past, and there's some kind of connection between them.
Oh yeah, they mentioned that his wife's pregnant.
Yeah,
and that never has anything to do with anything.
Not the melting man's wife, scientist Ted's wife.
Yeah,
Ted Nelson.
Ted Nelson, the famous Ted Nelson.
Did you get some crackers?
Oh, maybe the wife's pregnant with Melting Man's baby, and he needs to get at the baby because if he eats his own DNA, he can be normal again. Oh, that's a plot.
So there are two reasons this movie exists. They had access to a up-and-comer and therefore cheap special effects artist.
Right.
That they wanted to take advantage of and showcase work of and pay him a very little amount of money, I'm sure. Two, they had the world's greatest location scout because they had access to a really cool warehouse sci-fi place.
I think it was a power plant.
Where the movie ends, do you think those early scenes were shot inside
Yeah, because there's
that?
like a big control room, and I think that doubled as like a general or NORAD kind of military place, but it was clearly a 1977 power plant control room. And then they did get inside a real-looking space capsule.
Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe in some kind of museum somewhere because they're flipping those switches and they're locked in. It's convincing.
Yeah.
And they clearly filmed it during the day.
Very few angles, and
yeah,
there's just sunlight coming in.
But then remember they were on that like giant conveyor belt for that scene? That was cool.
Well, they're going by those cages. That's the long hallway the nurse is running up. Then they had like a people mover thing that's moving, and beyond those cages, all you see are these like gigantic like electric turbines. One after I'm like, what kind of building is this? And then we see the red and white smokestacks. It's some kind of power plant that they were able to film in multiple spots for. Remember the dummy falls off the thing and lands on the electrical cords?
that was another highlight, the conclusion of the film, yeah.
The electrical cord ignited all the fireworks that he was smuggling to his child's birthday party. I'm going to my kid's birthday party after this. He really likes fireworks.
Oh my God! Holy shit!
Wow! Oh my God.
They stuffed that dummy full of fireworks. That's great.
He's off the wires and he's still being electrocuted. Wow,
you could see the little tube coming out of his jacket for the fireworks. That was great.
That's how much electricity got put into him.
Now he's going to come back as Electric Man.
I still think he should have become the Electric Man afterwards. And then just complete coincidence. Now there's two monsters to deal with.
Electric Man versus the Incredible Melting Man.
Ted Nelson's plan is like, why don't we pit them against each other?
Yeah.
Bullets won't stop the melting man, but Electric Man can.
Let them fight.
It'll be just like The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
They had some very impressive looking locations, which is scraping the absolute bottom of the barrel for compliments to give this movie.
Yeah, well, to contrast that, we have all the disgusting 70s houses, the interiors of these fucking houses. It's just like a layer of cigarette smoke on everything. But yeah, no, the houses in this movie are far more disgusting than the Melting Man.
And those people. The actors in the movie. I noted and we rarely talk about hair and makeup. One of the elements of the big film production. I don't think they had anybody on hair and makeup. I think. Because the lady, her hair looked like a rat's nest. Rich offered her a comb or a brush, and I said, "It's too late. It's too late. The film's been shot." But in order to I'm assuming to decrease glare from lights, you do the powder. But someone who worked on the Bozo show did their makeup because it was just like.
Some of those close-ups,
They were they looked like George Romero zombies in Day of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead.
And that the cake was crackling.
Yeah, you could see it.
I don't know how we had such clarity on our VHS copy, but
weird.
It's a little weird.
You can tell people we watched the Blu-ray because we have a Blu-ray of it.
Oh, you're ruining the magic.
You did legitimately blind pick this, but we also
have a Blu-ray copy.
You're like, hey, we have a Blu-ray of this. We didn't fake any of these. These are real picks.
We should have.
We really
should have.
Because they were all terrible.
Yeah.
But you never know until you try.
Right.
Doctor, you are a civilian, but in this emergency, you're under my direct command. Quite specific when I told you.
Why is it so important that he hates his wife in this sequence?
She's my wife.
That does not exclude her from my orders.
Everybody's gonna know about it by morning.
He's still pissed at her about the crackers.
He goes off to look for the Melting Man, and he leaves the general at his house, and the general just raids his fridge and drinks his beer and steals his turkey legs. And that turkey leg was disgusting too. That was like a 70s turkey leg. I don't even know what that means, but you look at it and you know.
Yeah. Jack, you noted that one of the shots in the movie was really neat, right? It's when the
when he's getting off the plane.
General leaves wherever, Washington or maybe where do they launch spaceships from? Cape Canaveral, right? He comes to whereversville. I don't know. But
Melting Manville.
Melting Man Land, where Melting Man is. His plane lands, right? He's supposed to be picked up by a Jeep by Ted Nelson. 0800 hours sharp. The plane lands, and we have this low shot, and the walkway comes down. The general lands, and he's in his general shoes, and he does a pace. A sharp military turn pace.
Yeah.
One more pace. Stops, looks at his watch. Here comes the car. Just a hair late. And a shot like that was neat because it told us, and this is normal filmmaking speak, it told us that the general is precise, and he doesn't appreciate lateness. Then the car shows up, and then the first thing he does is, I'm gonna get in this nasty shirt, and I'm gonna drink some beer, and I don't want to go look for this guy. I want to eat a turkey leg, and just not do anything.
Yeah, they look for
and
the
it's like,
Melting
why
Man.
did you set him up like this hard ass general who's gonna I'm gonna fucking take care of this problem, and he's just
hanging out in someone else's house.
He just instantly remembered it was the 70s. Oh yeah, this is
Let's go back to your house and drink beer. And doctor's like, General, I think we should check for Melting Man more. That's why you're here. Now let's go back to your house and drink beer and talk about your wife.
Yeah, they look for him for like an hour, and then they're just like, let's go sleep.
We lost Vietnam. I don't care anymore.
They even went down the road.
Another road I want to check out before we go back home.
Why?
You know, Doctor, I was married once.
What's the significance of the road he wants to check out?
What's the matter? Are you afraid to go home?
Just a hunch that
Melting
Man might be there?
He might be on that road.
Jesus Christ.
It's old Melty Road.
That's where all the Melty Men end up.
Yeah.
Can we give a shout out to those hero cops?
Yes.
The only sensible people
Oh,
in this
yeah,
movie.
they show up at the end of the movie.
So Melting Man automatically, right then and there, just kills the cop with the shotgun.
No, Neil. No.
Why does the doctor want him alive?
So then two other cops come in, and Ted's like, no, don't shoot him. And they fucking shoot Ted right in the head.
Don't move! Listen to me. I'm Dr. Ted Nelson!
Oh my god! I thought they were just gonna shoot the Melty Man.
Oh, good. Shoot him too.
That's fucking amazing.
Yes.
These are my new favorite characters in the movie.
They're the real heroes.
Yes.
It doesn't work.
No.
I mean, the melting man just walked off and melted on his own. After that, the poor janitor had to come in the next morning and clean him up.
The janitor that works at the power
The
plant.
janitor that works at the power plant came in the next day.
Nothing suspicious or peculiar about a pile of blood and guts and bones.
We
and
hold
slime.
on a wide shot of him cleaning it up. I couldn't believe how long that went on.
That was a funny joke. That was good.
Rick Baker made an awesome head. And because of that, this movie is preserved on Blu-ray.
And I'm okay with that.
Why are we seeing all this?
It looks good.
Oh my god!
Oh, the skull cracked open.
Holy shit!
Okay.
You're in charge.
You're in charge,
We've been
Mike.
waiting for you, Mike.
I'm ready. Well then, everybody, Rich Evans very gracefully picked Starship as our next film.
Starship is proof that I will never pick a winner.
Oh, never say never, Rich. Tell us about Starship.
Starship is a science fiction movie that takes place on a mining colony. And, the people who work there aren't very happy. They're having, strikes, and there's a little rebellion going on. And the evil, I presume they're the government, comes in with a bunch of military androids. And they want to bring in more robots and an android workforce to kill off all of the people and replace them with robots. And our heroes are running around. What's he doing? What's his goal?
Yes. Absolutely.
There's Dollar Tree Luke Skywalker. There's not Daisy Ridley. There's Other Girl. Oh, and then there is creepy porcelain doll tiny robot man.
Yes.
And they
Half-size C-3PO.
half-size C-3PO.
Sort of like a mixture of both.
R2-D2 and C-3PO. Yeah.
Because he can do computer things. Like he has a program.
There's a little bit of Twiggy.
What?
Buck Rogers.
I thought you were talking about the model.
No, I'm talking about the robot voiced by Mel Blanc in the Buck Rogers TV show.
That's like 127 years before my time.
Look it up. It's an amazingly good comparison.
Okay, I'll take your
It's
word
an
for it.
amazingly good comparison.
The ultimate goal of the film is that there's a spaceship called Red Wing, which is on the planet. All the humans that are the workers, protesters, activists, whatever they are, right? Yeah. They don't want to work or they don't like the conditions. Bad guy.
We presumed that our heroes needed to steal the ship so they can get all of the humans off the planet
They
before
say
the robot.
it.
Do they say that?
They say
Okay,
it, and then they never
in the end
do
of
it.
the movie, why do they not rescue anybody?
I mean, whatever way they want to go on the desert planet, it's fine with me. I just need to know what they're trying to do.
Yeah, that'd be great. Or who they are.
Try to shut down the BBC broadcasting station. I don't know.
There's not going to be a Doctor Who Christmas special this year.
I never thought Monty Python was funny anyway.
They remember when they go in the BBC broadcasting booth with the TV switchers and the reel-to-reel tape?
Yeah.
Little robot man.
Played by Deep Roy.
Deep Roy.
What I know him from?
He's been in a ton of stuff, but he's the guy that rides the snail in Neverending Story.
He's the Oompa Loompa.
He's the
Okay.
in the Tim Burton Charlie and the Chocolate
Burton.
Factory.
I haven't seen that one.
Okay. He's a little guy.
He's in a lot of
He's
stuff.
in a lot of stuff, but he plays like a little C-3PO-ish robot. He's teaching children in the beginning. He's like a school robot.
Mm-hmm.
But he's also trained for war.
And he's a seasoned co-pilot.
And he's a co-pilot. We'll get into all that later, but the point is that the goal of the movie seems to be to get all the humans onto this ship and off the planet before robots with football helmets on murder them all.
Yes.
And they get that information in the broadcasting booth. It prints out on the screen.
Yes.
That was very useful.
And it said what the bad guy's plan is. The bad guy just sits there and waits. He reads a book. He sits in
he
his
doesn't move
office.
from his office for most of the movie.
While he's waiting for, I think, more robots to come down to complete the process of executing all the humans, because he just is going to take over the mine. I guess it's kind of lawless on whatever planet this is. There's no governing body that's going to come in and say what.
It's probably too far away for any other government to really notice.
Why didn't you just evacuate the humans? Well, this is much easier. I think there's a line where he says, "We'll shoot them all up and just bury them out in the desert, and we'll get rid of them." He says something like that. So that's much easier than like relocating them.
Yes.
So he's really bad. And then in the middle, why are all the robots at the discotheque?
That's kind of neat. There's just a shelf of robot heads.
Yeah.
That's fun.
You threw a bomb at him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? What happened?
Yeah, they threw a bomb at him.
Right. They crawl on top of a giant piece of construction equipment that's very impressive.
Yes.
They don't do anything to make it look like it's from the future, but it's a very big piece of construction equipment that they had access to.
It's like a big dump truck. It's like a supersized dump truck.
Yeah.
That's when, we should mention the movie was shot in Australia. And so that whole sequence feels very Mad Max. And it would be a cool action scene if you could see what was happening. But that's another problem with this movie, is that every shot is like a claustrophobic, extreme, weird close-up.
It was sci-fi in almost no way. The action sequence on the ridiculously large truck was kind of neat. It was a neat idea. They had a big dump truck.
Someone hanging off of it.
Oh, remember that? And
Our main character's head got knocked off.
Right, that's fun. Oh, they ran over the thing.
Oh yeah, they ran over a car.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that was exciting.
I bet everyone on set just thought that was the greatest fucking thing that ever happened too.
Oh, sure.
Oh, that really happened. Oh my God, those tires.
Look at that.
That's awesome.
This looks as big as the sand crawlers in Star Wars. This is so cool. Let's use this.
But see, then you maybe add some sound effects on top of it.
That's another thing the movie's missing, yeah.
You shoot it in such a way where it's like, oh, maybe like it's really low angle so you can't see the top of it, and then just like, now we're in a little...
Sci-fi it up somehow.
You've got a matte painting so the background looks alien. Yeah. There's an extra moon in the sky.
At the very least, put some blinky lights on the thing. Just hot glue some blinky lights onto the side of the truck.
A little control panel with blinkies.
Yeah.
They have to beep, 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 hit a code on it for some reason. Yeah.
Like a little low warble would have added so much to this movie. Just like it was a floaty engine, right? That would have added so
much.
Like
a little plastic tank spray painted silver with the nuclear logo on it to show that it's run by a nuclear power. It's so
fusion reactor. It's cold fusion reactor that runs the truck.
Fusion reactor.
Yeah.
It's hot glue and some spray paint.
Temperature's 36 megakelvins.
But the thing is, that truck belongs to somebody's big, mining company.
I'm surprised
glue shit to it. They let them run over a car with it.
Oh, they didn't tell them. They probably just did that.
Think so?
Yeah.
Oh, we had an accident on set today. We ran over a car.
How's the truck? It's fine. It's fine then.
Yeah.
Was it just a truck? How big of a truck? About 3 meters long.
Metric jokes.
We smashed it like when I smashed my shrimp on the barbie. Oh, you didn't do that, mate. You crushed the car. You crushed the car with me big old truck.
I no longer feel bad about my Australian accent. Fun fact about Australians is they always know when someone's doing a really bad accent when they say shrimp on the barbie.
Oh, yeah, that's
Because they don't call it shrimp.
Australians just don't know how to do vehicle action scenes.
That's true.
No Australian.
Australians are
no
so
Australian
bad
has
at
ever
action.
done that.
Has ever done a good action scene with cars, ever.
I get your joke. Get your joke.
We were worried, Mike, that you didn't.
No, I know what he's talking about.
I'll give them credit. The movie opens with a very impressive miniature spaceship landing.
Yes.
That's so cool so far. I'm on board.
We've seen one shot.
Look at the clouds. They're different. They're a different layer.
I'm saying this is quality effect work.
This is more space than we saw in the other movie with space.
Yeah, but now we're just on Earth. We're outside of Arizona.
Whoa! Once again, we were filled with hope for the first shots of this movie.
Yeah. It was a good enough miniature that I was with them through some of their other locations, even though they look pretty contemporary. But we saw the great space shot. I know we're in space. But eventually that wore off.
Like eventually we see enough people like wearing jeans and leather jackets and holding up actual Polaroid pictures.
Yeah.
They told me you were down here, Captain. I didn't believe them.
Polaroids?
The future technology.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. The big truck had rubber tires in the back, and I'm not saying you can't have rubber tires in space, but make them space tires. Make them a space Polaroid,
Throw some extra tubes on the truck.
Ooh.
Well, all the football helmet stormtroopers, they just have regular guns. They don't have space guns, blasters, or anything.
Though they added in some space sound effects for some of them, only in the first scene of the movie, and then they stopped caring about sound
we
effects.
did enough. Like I said, the movie falls apart as it goes along.
Yes. This is awesome! Compared to the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
Sorry, I should have added that copy.
But then the ending, while not good, they do have a spaceship hallway set, and then they do. Remember, there's a sequence where the Red Wing takes off. And it breaks through the ceiling.
Yeah.
And it very unceremoniously kills our bad guy by debris falling on his head.
Off camera.
It happened so quick. I didn't even realize it happened until you pointed it out. The bad guy's dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, the bad guy's dead.
It's so. I don't think we're selling the complete confusion that we were suffering during this movie.
This movie bills itself as something akin to Blade Runner or George Lucas's favorite space battle franchise.
Right.
We cannot say the name legally. And there are a ton of one-to-one comparisons to George Lucas's space battle franchise.
But then you apply the tone and pacing of Blade Runner on top of it, and it doesn't work.
Yeah.
And the confusion of Dune.
I've lost track of what's happening.
They're on the ship now.
But why?
To fly it away. And save human.
But obviously, they're no longer on the ship set because that was a telephone. Did you see the rotary telephone?
Oh no! Just watching this movie fall apart as it goes along.
The little robot, Deep Roy, who plays, we'll call him R2PO?
R2-3PO?
That's too many numbers and letters.
C3D2.
C3D2.
Sure. It's a little clunky, but he tells...
C380 mate.
Well, he's...
Made for Australia. No?
I just want to go home now.
Can we? Is that a possibility?
I got it.
Okay,
this is really good. Ready? R2D2, C3PO. We call him AC/DC.
Australian rock band.
Yes. Thank you. You knew that.
Australian rock band.
I was worried because Josh wasn't here.
Sure. I'm mildly a music guy.
We all know
so
AC/DC.
But do you know they're from Australia?
I do, but it wouldn't have been the first thing I thought of.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It would have taken me a minute.
The thing with the movie is there is no demonstrable goal that our heroes have. And if there is, it is so poorly told to us that none of us watching could understand it.
Well, I mean, we thought the goal was to get to the ship so you can load up all the miners and all the people in the town into the ship to escape the planet.
Right.
But then they get in the ship and they just try to leave. And I guess they don't care about any of the people anymore.
In fact, they do leave.
Yeah.
They don't show all the people getting on the ship. They just fly off, as far as we know.
Let's see what's going on.
Wait. So we're not saving anybody.
If you can hear us, come in. You've done it. Jowett's dead. All we need is a transporter to get us out of here. Abby, do what you can.
She didn't die in vain.
So they weren't going to save anybody until that voice came on the radio.
So like that was their mission wasn't to save everyone. They're like,
No.
oh, I guess we will.
It's like an afterthought. That's crazy.
Are they going to save the people now?
I guess so, yeah.
No, they're leaving.
Wait.
I think they're going back down. No?
Nope, nope.
They're going to Earth. It's a destination Earth.
Well, like, look, and he's like, Abby will be with us forever. So I guess we don't need to get anyone.
What?
Oh my God! I have a headache.
What?
That was beautiful.
That's it for Starship. Film.
Great. So we're done.
Well, we have to talk about Lady Avenger. Jack, you picked that.
The David Dakota classic.
Lady Avenger starts the movie in jail, gets out of jail to attend her brother's funeral. That's where the movie starts, with her brother getting...
Technically, the movie opens with somebody ejaculating bags of cocaine on her dead brother's girlfriend.
Yes. Her brother gets killed. There's cocaine involved. She gets out of jail to go to the funeral. Then she wants to figure out who killed her brother and avenge him.
The saddest thing I can say is this was the most coherent film we watched tonight. You know, if you want to see the good version of this, you know what this reminds me of? Reacher on Amazon. Have any of you watched that?
No. Reach Around?
It's called Reach Around. Yeah, no, it's called Reacher. It's just quality action schlock.
Okay.
Where the protagonist's brother is murdered, and they go on this revenge-fueled rampage where they're trying to find out who did it.
Okay.
I thought you were going to say, if you want to see the good version of this, watch any other action revenge film from the 1980s.
Pretty much.
And that's what it is. We got drugs, we got evil stepfather character, which is supposed to be a twist, but we called it 30 seconds into the movie.
I think you and your brother have done a pretty damn good job. Him with his attitude and his drugs.
Okay, he's the stepfather?
If it hasn't been bad enough.
Yeah,
he's the bad guy.
People about our daughter in prison.
I'm not your daughter.
Damn right you're not.
You know, you got some car chases. It's all very standard stuff. We got to talk about that car chase, though.
We got to talk about car chases in general.
Yeah.
The famous car chase.
This is the movie that finally made me ask, what is it that makes a good car chase? Because the cars, they're going fast. I'm not entertained at all by any of it.
Although, the ending of this, because the people that are chasing her are the people that work at the dock. They're just thugs. And we're introduced to them. She's like spying on the dock because she got the book of matches or whatever it is. So these thugs come out and just start fucking with her and her boyfriend. And we had no idea that they were connected to the plot at all. So they have a...
We thought they weren't. We thought it was just like a reason to introduce that she was a badass.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
well, she's going to kick their ass, and we're going to establish that fact here.
Right, because she kicks their ass and they drive away, and then they start chasing her, and that's our car chase. And we had no idea they were connected to the plot. And then, at the end of the car chase, they hit another car. What we theorized is that the explosion ended up being much bigger than they were expecting, because both cars are completely engulfed in flames.
Oh, it's going to jump it.
Whoa!
Holy shit! Both cars are on fire.
They're clearly dead.
Their car's on fire.
Clearly dead.
Lady Avenger's dead.
What the fuck?
That stunt went like way out of
They
control.
weren't expecting that.
Yeah.
So then they had to do a reshoot where they show Lady Avenger in her car with like comical soot on her face.
And we don't see the boyfriend in the car with her.
The boyfriend could not come back for the reshoot, so he's just not there. We assumed he was dead, but he comes back later in the movie. And then we have just ADR of the thugs saying, "I'll get you next time, Gadget."
Hey, Blondie! It's not over yet! We'll be back to get you, bitch!
The only thing I can think of is that, yeah, the explosion was much bigger than they planned.
Just-
But you
it
gotta put
utterly
that in the movie.
destroyed the bad guy's car.
Yeah.
And they appear later in the film, so they didn't know what to do. They could have just put a camera in like a random alleyway and have them run out covered in soot and say, "We'll get you later." Like kind of maybe injured, like hobbling a little, and they run away and hide.
That's another shoot. That's another like 5 minutes of shooting.
And then the car, because you see the car explode.
Yes.
So you have to just use your imagination that they got out of the car, I guess. But I mean, that stuff happens. You got to use it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You
they
gotta
had to
use it.
That was half their budget.
They got more than their budget worth.
The other disappointing thing about this movie is the action sequences in general are very boring.
Suck on this, bitch!
Oh my god! She avenged!
Shut the pinata!
She's earning so many points. She's a terrible shot.
Not the stuffed zebra!
She's either just shooting a little gun at people and killing them. Actually, no, that's all she's doing. Oh, she does light one guy on fire.
She has a flamethrower for one moment.
What a deal.
Oh, look at all those cardboard boxes. I'm hoping, and pinatas. Everything's flammable.
Fuck yeah. And it's upsetting because all the backstory for her to be a badass is there. She was in prison. In fact, she gets into a little scuffle when we meet her in prison, and I thought that was going to be the setup for, oh, I've been in prison, I know how to fight now.
Yeah.
But she gets her ass kicked by the other inmate.
They need a big like scene where all the inmates are surrounding them. And
Yes.
It's like at lunchtime, and they're, they start a prison fight, and she's got to fight her way out of it.
Wait.
I think this woman had zero martial arts talents, or else they would have used it.
Yeah, at no point in this movie do I ever buy this woman as being a badass.
Not even close.
You can put sunglasses on her when she's inside, and I'm still not going to buy it.
She could wear a tank top, like a Sarah Connor badass tank top, and the
The bandana.
Do
it. Do what you want. I'm not buying it.
It's not going to work.
Yeah.
Because she does not. Well, she hits someone with a bat too. Let's not forget that. Right. But she cannot punch or kick. They probably tried it, and she was really bad at it. And then they regretted hiring her. And
She was in Weird Science. We gotta keep her.
She's a star power.
Yeah.
We can't get rid of her.
We couldn't get Cameron Mitchell to play the stepdad, so she's all we got.
And she doesn't.
Cameron Mitchell turned to step? Oh no!
Find a female who is good at martial arts and kickboxing who may not be good at acting. That would be fine because she's not good at acting either.
I know nothing, and it doesn't make any difference what I say. But my brother's dead. I saw them put him in the ground, and he's not.
She's good.
I can understand why she got the part of stripper in Beverly Hills Cop 2.
Don't forget about her famous role as
Shameless Woman.
Shameless woman.
I was gonna say uncomely woman, but yeah, shameless woman.
Shameless
That's it.
woman.
Show her angry face. That's her acting angry.
Or her surprised face.
Or her reading face.
Her reading a piece of paper.
You have to act like you're reading a piece of paper.
Did you tell this to the police?
Also, he has a tiny bed and airplanes and cars in there.
Yeah. It's time to take down the racing car posters, Nick.
Why is she moving so much? Do you see that?
Yeah.
She's like bobbing up and down.
His erection is uncomfortably poking into her back.
You never get your stepfather.
She just kind of looks like she's going like.
Goes down on Jeff because she was.
Yeah, it looks like she's trying to get out.
Right.
It's a guy's problem anyway.
Oh, and then he's like choking her, and she's like.
Oh yeah, they're trying to have an emotional scene, and she looks so uncomfortable.
What was she trying to act? She was trying to do something, right?
Sad?
Was she trying to do sad?
I don't think she was acting. I think she was legitimately uncomfortable in the position she was in.
I think they couldn't fit the tripod where it was supposed to go, so she had to like lift her legs in the air and hold them, like in a crunch sit-up position.
Like she was holding the camera up as well?
No, she was just her legs had to be lifted up. The room was so small, it had to be out of the way of the tripod. So imagine lifting your legs for like 30 minutes
And
while
then
you're filming a shoot.
she's like sitting on his knee, and it's like, oh, his knee's right in my back.
Yeah, it was-
Oh, my mom and dad. Oh,
That makes sense.
Yeah, she was clearly very uncomfortable.
Yes.
Your brother was found dead the day before yesterday.
How?
He was murdered. I really can't say any more than that.
But what about the plot?
What about it?
What about it?
What happens in the film?
There's some guys and drugs or something.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, her father is not her father. Her real father had died, which they don't really explain it, but I'm going to assume he was secretly murdered by her stepfather, who moved in to marry her mother.
These pills make me so thirsty.
For the fact that the mother had the deed to a bunch of land that the
Father left to the kids, and the father did not want them to develop the land, which kind of makes it worthless.
Unless you sell it.
My father left that land to Jeff and I. He wants to leave it undeveloped.
But that was Dad's wishes.
Sure. Don't sell the land. You can have the grass.
Just keep it and pay taxes on it every year.
Yeah. It's just going to be a burden unless you sell it, but don't sell it.
Yeah, well, I want her to sign control of that land over to me. We need money. I can use that land to get some.
So Lady Avenger's brother was and Maria, his girlfriend, were caught up in the world.
Who was Mexican.
Who was Mexican, so she probably was in a gang.
Some drug dealers. They think it may have been a gang. His girlfriend was Mexican.
Mike, does thinking about this movie physically hurt you?
It does. It is.
The look
hurting
on
me.
the look on your face is agony.
Here's the
I'm trying to
timeline.
piece it together. Yeah.
She breaks away from the matron, has sex with her boyfriend, they sniff around the boats, get into the big car chase, then the timeline splits. Lady Avenger goes to the warehouse and kills the guys. No one else knows that yet. At the same time, the Saved by the Bell thugs go kill her boyfriend because the boyfriend and Lady Avenger were sniffing around the boats. Then timelines meet up again when the Saved by the Bell preps learn that Lady Avenger killed the low-level thugs.
And then at some point, Lady Avenger stole their drugs.
And it's now time to move on to the big boss,
she
which
finds
is her
out
stepfather.
her stepdad
Right.
is
So
behind all
Zach
this.
Morris lets her know that Daddy's in charge, even though it's her stepdad.
Yeah.
So then she goes back to the house to take care of the big guy.
And should we mention her friend she calls a
Yeah.
and how she's involved? She's sleeping
She's
with
just
all
sleeping
the
with
She's just sleeping with everybody.
but she betrays Lady Avenger.
Yes.
And then she runs to her stepdad for help. Not Lady Avenger. What's the actress's name?
Michelle Bauer.
Michelle Bauer runs to the father and she says, "Protect me!" And he goes, "Get out!"
And then he shoots her in the tit.
Let me save you the trouble.
Oh, right in the tit.
Run, Grandpa.
Why is he running away? Why didn't he shoot?
Just shoot her?
Shoot Avenger Lady first.
While she was in shock?
Yeah.
Of her friend being shot? Yeah.
Like the police already know that she's dangerous and it has a gun.
She
Like
could just say she shot her or something.
he has the perfect excuse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he has the grandpa pants pulled up with his gun in his grandpa pants.
And then they play some action music that is so generic, you are able to say what the music is going to be before the music happens.
Oh, yes, you did a great job there. Yay!
That told me there's tension.
It's like the random drum hits too.
Yeah.
Gong.
Whoa! I was right on with the timing.
That was not fixed in editing. Mike did that live.
It was not. So the big, exciting finale is stepfather has.
Mike, are you starting to melt?
Let me finish my fucking sentence. So the big ending is stepfather has failed in his quest to get drugged out mom to sign over the land.
Yes.
For he just wants to sell it for cash because they need some money. Remember, he says, "How are we supposed to live in a house like this and afford this and that?" So he says, "Lady Avenger, you've got my cocaine. Let's drive to the airport, lock it up in a locker, and bring your drugged out mom with for some reason. Get in the back of the car
as a hostage."
Sure. And we're going to the airport.
Yeah.
Lady Avenger has a small pistol hidden in her sock.
That was not established at any point in the film.
It should have been established.
Yeah.
And then she says her most famous movie line in movie line history.
And it is a famous line. Everybody knows this line.
Learned something in jail. There happens to be two kinds of people, Jack. The fuckers and the fucked. You happen to be fucked.
Oh, man! Yeah! She's a fucker.
Oh, Grandma's had a bad week.
That's where you want your action movie to end, is in a driveway. The exciting conclusion of your action film.
You happen to be fucked.
Well, I think it's that time. I'll start from left.
Oh.
Jay.
Oh, well, I mean, Lady Avenger. But that's just because the other two movies we watched were The Incredible Melting Man and Starship.
The bar is so low.
The bar was so low that Lady Avenger was the best.
Rich.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Think about what film made you happy this fall.
What film moved you?
None of them moved me. I mean, technically,
Incredible Melting Man moved you. Literally. To do other things.
I mean, Lady Avenger has the most competent script out of all of these. And it's still one of the most incompetent scripts I've ever seen. But you know what? Starship had good miniatures. Ooh. It had some weird, creepy doll robots. And I get the sense that somebody tried. I speculate that maybe somebody actually tried when they made this.
Sure. It was hard to tell through all the close-ups.
It was hard to tell through all the close-ups, but I'm giving it to Starship.
Prepare to be even more shocked.
Before you finish that sentence, Mike, remember, we have recorded evidence of your pick for best of the worst.
Which I have just edited out.
Oh, no! Damn!
No, I'll show it. I'll be honest.
You have to say this on camera, so there's a record.
Yeah, what are you betting?
I've already picked Lady Avenger as my best of the worst, everybody.
Which movie haven't we watched tonight?
We have not watched Lady Avenger. And based on the two films before it, it cannot possibly be worse than the two films before it. There's no way.
Okay, that is now on the record. Yeah. That is on the record. We're going to see the results later on.
Nothing could be worse than Starship or The Incredible Melting Man.
Wow.
I predict I will know what's happening in Lady Avenger. I was absolutely miserable during these. And then I started watching this. I was like, especially after this one, because this was so ugly and I couldn't tell. It was so frustrating. When we started this one up, I'm like, oh, I can see what's happening. I understand what's going on. Oh, a car crash, some stuff. But I got to go with The Incredible Melting Man. And I'm not doing this as a bit.
Everybody saw that coming a mile away.
No, because
I wrote a little note in my. Oh, fuck.
In order to get the full experience, after I've watched all three films, yes, nothing happens in most of this movie. But
Yeah, nothing happens.
It had the wonderful Melting Man makeup effects by Rick Baker. It had the nurse running through the door. It had, and I think what I liked about it was all those disgusting, crystal clear Blu-ray quality 1970s era sets, from the disgusting house to the control room to that hospital. Remember that hospital? Like, it was like a morgue almost.
Yeah.
And it was so.
I remember all the things that happened in the film. Yeah.
Yeah, and then
because 2 things happened in the film. It's really easy to remember all the things that happened.
It kind of, and it was frustrating, but in a fun way. And then remember when the Incredible Melting Man, when they had 8 minutes of footage to add to the movie to get it to runtime.
Yeah.
And they just filmed him walking around in front of a light in the woods. And that brought back some Don Dohler, like just warmth to my heart. My pick is An Incredible Melting Man.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised.
You have so much power right now. It's amazing how much power you have.
Don't you remember when the general ate a turkey leg?
I do.
Right?
It's amazing.
Wow.
Do you remember
this
the
is
general?
how low we've gotten.
Do you remember Ape, Jay? Ape?
Ape!
Do you remember what the general did in Ape?
He made phone calls.
He made phone calls nonstop. This general, he got in his comfy clothes. He had got a beer.
In someone else's house.
He started digging around in someone's fridge. I mean,
you can pick out things from that movie, and when you describe them, they sound funny.
It's a weird movie.
As a whole,
it's a bad, weird movie.
If I were to choose a movie that I would watch again, it would be Starship.
Knew it.
And so,
why would you watch that again?
That's the one I would say I'm least likely to ever watch again.
I think.
Rich, you said it was a cure for insomnia.
And then you picked it for best of the worst.
Look, these are all awful. awful films. Every one of them.
Lady Avenger skews slightly on the generic side. Incredible Melting Man skews incredibly on the boring side. The only choice left is Starship, which at least will hold your attention for a little bit.
I picked horseshit over bullshit.
Rich is like, I'm out of here.
That has to be the closing bit because Rich is done.
I guess we have no choice.
Rich is going to melt them.
We're going to put all these movies into a montage of the best moments from all of them. It'll be under 2 minutes.
He just threw them in the trash.
Oh, Rich off camera just threw them right into the garbage.
Oh, that's fine. I'll take that.
Oh, and he's leaving.
Oh, and he's leaving the studio. I guess we're done here.
He's heading right outside.
Oh my God, he's actually going outside.
It's like 4 degrees out.
In the Wisconsin winter, Rich just went outside without a jacket on.
Yeah.
I think he's just going to walk home. He's so mad. Well, I guess that's the end of the show.
I could really use a drink about now.